Uh-oh. Here comes trouble.
Straight from Twin Town Sports Central. I'm reserved. Like a table for two at Taco John's. You know. Whatever. Hey everybody, it's Eric over here, Daily News Sports Editor. And you got the Grovcast. Yeah, let's go into some sports discussion locally before we say goodbye to Miles and Landon. Let's start with the NDSCS softball team playing well, heading into the Region 13 playoffs starting on Thursday. And they're hitting a lot of home runs. And they pitch well. It's a team built for the playoffs. Let's see how far they can go. I'm excited to hear how they progress through the weekend. So keep an eye out for that. Wahpeton baseball still doesn't know who they are. It's like an identity crisis. They're an amazing team one night, and the next game, it's hitting woes or errors on defense. They just can't keep it consistent. And there's still time to turn things around, and especially playoff time, they're still going to be a team that's dangerous. And congratulations goes out to the Breck baseball team, finally picking up their first 2 wins of the year yesterday. That's good to see, guys. Good progress. I'm sure that one felt really good. Moving right along on the Grovecast. Kind of a somber intro this time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Miles Drum. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Miles in the house, holding his pizza. Is that cold pizza?
It is.
Okay.
Just like that old ESPN show.
Yeah. I don't know why they changed that. I guess, they changed that into First Take, right?
Yeah.
That was to make it seem more relevant.
Yeah.
You can't be like an actual relevant show when your name is Cold Pizza, I guess.
Maybe it's got a negative connotation.
Like sports discussion.
Only lazy people eat cold pizza because they're too lazy to warm it up in the microwave.
Some people prefer cold pizza to hot pizza, though.
That's true.
I like it. I thought it was an ingenious name because it refers to, a morning afterthought reflection type thing, which is what the show is all about. But I digress. What's going on, man?
Well, I have a sort of belated announcement because I guess I've announced it already.
Yeah, please go ahead.
But as of today, this will be my last Grovecast, as I'm leaving the Daily News on Friday.
Are you starting up with a more lucrative podcast? Is that what's going on? Did you sell
I haven't thought about that. Yeah, what's happening is I've started my own podcast. I sold it to Google for $4.5 million, and I'm going to live in Brazil.
You clever bear. Clever bear.
What's actually happened is that I'm getting into sports. I'm going to be a sports editor at a paper in Waseca, Minnesota, which is pretty close to my hometown of Mankato.
Yeah, I've known about this for some time now, and it's going to be a shame to see you go, but I wish you the best, and I'm sure you're going to do a much better job as a sports editor than I ever could. So
I don't know about that.
Well, come on now.
I don't know about that.
Well, you know what? Okay, enough with the sadness. Let's give the people what they want and talk a little sports. What do you want to go into? You want to start with how pathetic the Twins are?
Mm-hmm.
No?
I don't.
Okay.
I actually don't. I watched a handful of Twins games. Watched us blow a lead one day. Thought we were going to win. We didn't, clearly.
Yeah.
They're the worst team in the league right now.
Yep.
Everything is just going wrong, except for Josh Willingham is actually playing okay.
Yeah.
Other than that,
He's been a surprise.
other than that, I can't even stand to talk about him right now.
Well, here's the one positive you can take. At least Albert Pujols can't even hit home runs off Twins pitching. So,
What's up with that?
I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Is it all in his... It's gotta be all in his head, right?
I think so.
I mean, look at the guy. He's a monster.
He's the best player of the generation.
Yeah.
By far.
He'll go down as one of the best hitters, if not the best hitter, I think, ever.
Except for Ted Williams.
It's debatable, what I'm saying. He'll go down as one of them. By the end of his career.
Well, yeah. I think there's no doubt about it. The dude wins home run titles or RBI titles every year. Always hits 320.
But he can't hit a home run. How long have they been playing? This is a good chunk of the season. It's not
It's been a month.
Weeks.
It's been a month.
Yeah. That's shocking. That's a shocking stat.
That is.
And Albert Pujols has a lot of shocking stats, but this one is mind-boggling.
Do you think he's turning into like another A-Rod, kind of, where like A-Rod's still a decent player and a steroid abuser, but never really lived up to the money that he got.
Could be. I mean, at the end of the day, it's got to be somewhat about the contract and living up to it. That has to be a factor.
Yeah.
That's the only change from now and when he was crushing home runs every other at bat previous years.
Yeah. Well, I know you're a big NBA fan, Miles, and the playoffs are underway. Mm-hmm. And what's your big storyline to start the playoffs here?
I think, you got the Rondo ejection.
Okay.
Do you want to go into that?
Well, we could. Yeah. I thought it was soft, but it had to be done.
The suspension?
Yeah.
Soft? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that Rondo might have tripped over his shoe, but I think if you slow it down, it looks like the bump was not a mistake. It didn't look like it was an accident.
Yeah, it could have been either.
He kind of like poked his chest out a little bit. There's a little bit of a poke chesting.
And a chest maneuver.
Yeah, and I don't know, it just looks like it wasn't an accident.
I don't know.
You can argue both sides.
Yeah, at the first time I saw it, I was like, yeah, I think he did it.
And then you watch it again, and...
Yeah. I mean, I guess you have to give him a game. I just would have fined him a boatload of money instead, because that's... Well, and the funniest part is that Boston didn't even need him, because they won Game 2 without him. So...
Yeah, I understand, like, the policy. You obviously can't make contact with the ref.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're there to officiate the game. But in something like this, I kind of agree with you in the sense that it wasn't like a Ron Artest elbow that could have knocked the ref out.
It wasn't a violent...
Yeah, it wasn't... I don't think there was any violent intent behind it.
It was just trying to show up the ref a little bit, which you can't do.
Right. I mean, that's an example, I guess.
Yeah. So which is, in your opinion, which is the most interesting playoff series right now?
The Thunder and Mavericks one has been good, both games.
Yeah.
Got down to the wire, both games. We got to see the game-winning shot in Fargo.
Yep.
That was a blast by Kevin Durant.
That was a crazy shot.
Yeah. And the other one that's been interesting, I think anyways, has been the Grizzlies and Clippers.
Glad you brought that up, because that was my answer.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies and the Clippers has been extremely exciting.
Yeah, I mean, they came back from that ridiculous deficit. Mm-hmm. That should never have happened.
If you look at the Grizzlies starting five, they have arguably the most talented starting five in the entire league.
Yeah, they're crazy athleticism.
Yeah.
In their starting
You
five.
have Mike Conley, Rudy Gay. OJ Mayo doesn't even start.
Oh, doesn't he?
He's a sixth
Does he come
man.
off the bench?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach Randolph.
Zach Randolph and Marc Gasol, who I like better than Powell. Anyway.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a 7-footer.
The way you look at that lineup stacks up with just about anybody else in the entire league. So it's kind of surprising that they are better than they are, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason they're not better than they are is because they can blow, 23-point deficit going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That's why they're not better than they are, because that can happen.
Who do you think is going to win the series? Because I think the Clippers will win, because Chris Paul's been too good.
Yeah. I watched last night, though, and the Grizzlies handled them pretty well.
That's when O.J. Mayo started dropping in threes like crazy.
I honestly think that, going into 7 games, and I think the Grizzlies might take it. I think they might surprise the Clippers. I mean, I love Chris Paul, and he willed that win to happen. But I'm going to go with the Grizzlies on this one.
Interesting.
I'm gonna be a little bit bold.
Okay. All right. Well, are you ready for this week's 7 deadly questions? Did you forget about that?
I forgot about it, yeah.
Okay. Well,
What did I get last time?
last week you were victorious with a score of 4 out of 7. So that was pretty good. Landon got 2, so you were 1-0 against Landon. But
You only got 2?
he only got 2. He really fell apart. I can't remember offhand which questions he got right or
He
not.
got the cheese. He had to get the 5 cheeses.
He got the cheeses. Yes, that was one, and I think he got the Vikings, whether they were going to screw it up or not. But are you ready to begin?
I hope so. Let's do it.
Miles, this is your final 7 deadly questions. Good luck. What are the names of the Vikings' 2 first-round picks?
Pass for that.
All right. Who has the worst record in the Major League Baseball?
Twins.
Yes. Which Godfather movie was the best?
1.
Yes. Junior Seau went to what college?
Pass.
How many no-hitters has the Wahpeton baseball team thrown this far? 0, 1, 2, or 3?
1.
Wrong. Who is leading the NBA in playoff scoring at 34.5?
Pass.
Who is the coolest?
Grover.
That's correct. What are the names of the Vikings' 2 first-round picks?
Matt Wheel and, what the? I gotta pass it.
How many no-hitters? Oh, wait, no. Who's leading the NBA in playoff scoring? 7 seconds.
Kevin Durant.
Wrong. Vikings picks.
Who was the second pick?
Harrison Smith.
I should have known that one.
Yeah.
Who is the leading scorer in the playoffs right now?
Kobe.
See, I was gonna say Kobe.
Well, you should have.
I didn't think it was.
Who else would be?
I didn't think it was.
So
I think it was in the regular season at the end there.
let's see how many you got right. You got 1,
Close to it.
2. Oh wait, did you get the Junior Seau one?
Nope, I didn't. I had to pass that one.
Oh, I forgot to go back to you on
Okay,
that.
I didn't know it.
You didn't know it? USC Trojans. So you got 1, 2, 3. You only got 3 right.
Oh, I got 4.
No, you didn't get the no-hitters. You didn't get Kobe.
Oh, I got the no-hitter on. How many was it?
3.
3?
Yeah, they've already thrown 3s thus far.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good. See, I backloaded it. I backloaded the answer. I'm clever like that. So what do you think? Do you think your score's going to hold up?
No. I don't. This time.
You're probably right.
Because he's gonna get the, Vikings one. That should have been an, easy one.
Yeah, you should have gotten that one.
And, he might know where Junior Seau went to college, too.
I think this is lining up really good for Landon. I was very pleased that you said that Godfather 1 was the best, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is.
It is.
Everyone loves 2. Not me. Well, I mean, it's a very good movie. But
When I saw The Godfather Part 1, it blew my mind.
Yep.
It was mind-blowing. Let's just put it that way.
Well, Miles, it's your last podcast. Is there anything else you want to add, man?
I just want to add that it's been fun. The Grovcast will always have a good place. Right at the very top of my heart.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how much I love it.
That's exclusive. Exclusivity. I cannot say that word.
It's prime real estate. That's for sure.
Well, it's been really fun having you along, man, and
Yeah.
and the best of luck to you in the future. Thanks for having some good times here.
Yeah. In all seriousness, it's been awesome. It's been a good 8.5 months.
All right.
Should we hear it? Can you guys hear this? Ready?
That right there.
That's a hand clap.
That's a hand clap.
So long, Grovcast.
Moving right along in the Grove Grovcast.
Very melancholy, moving right along.
What do you want me to say?
I hear you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Landon Kafka. How are you doing, man?
I'm living. How things going for you?
Just doing my thing. Yeah, this is gonna be a very depressing Grovcast. We just got done recording Miles a little while ago, and that was a couple tears were shed.
It was a walk-off.
Yeah, and now you're leaving too. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Not only is Miles taking off, but this is Landon's farewell Grovcast. So we got to figure out what we're gonna do for content next week.
Anybody that wants to be on the Grovcast, Derek an email.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sports.
Yeah.
Wahpeton Daily News.
Sports at Wahpeton Daily News. But for now, we have Landon, so let's talk some sports. What's going on?
Nothing much. Last night, I spent a good portion of the evening watching the Washington Capitals and New York Rangers game because
It was 5 hours?
they spent the good portion of the evening playing hockey.
Yeah.
They decided to play 2 games in one night, and the Rangers ended up taking it down and close to the end of the third overtime, and it was a great game. 1-1 tie. I think both goalies had pretty close to 50 saves, so it was a pretty epic battle, which is why the Stanley Cup playoffs are the best sporting event in sports.
That must have been such a drain just playing.
Oh yeah.
Like, because I don't get the channel, so I didn't see how, so.
There was a
Set
couple
up the
guys.
goal.
There were a couple guys that had blood fading away off of their jersey. It happened so long ago.
It had dried and hardened.
It had dried up and washed off from the sweat, and it was a long game. Guys were getting stitches and coming back out.
Now, Washington has Ovechkin, obviously, who is one of the 2 best players in the league.
Definitely. I think with the downfall of Sidney Crosby and his concussion and
He's the
and
best player?
I think Ovechkin and Malkin are pretty close to the
Yeah.
best players.
So, how is it that Ovechkin hasn't been able to get it done yet?
He's actually, his knock on him for, last year was that this was the first year that the Capitals with Ovechkin have been past the first round.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still the underdogs against the Rangers. The Rangers are the top seed, and Ovechkin had a big goal to win the game already this series against the Rangers. And, the Rangers, I think, probably are a better team. They're getting a little thin at the defensive position, but they pulled one out last night.
What did you think about the Vikings draft?
The Vikings draft was the best draft that I think the Vikings have had probably in 20 years.
It was good. They didn't screw it up.
They didn't. It was a miracle.
I was shocked. And not only that, they robbed Cleveland blind.
They did
that
rob
number
Cleveland.
3 pick.
I don't know why Cleveland traded up. I thought the Bucks would to get Claiborne.
Well, people are saying that the reason that they did it was they thought that Minnesota was going to trade with somebody else, and they wouldn't get Richardson.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes sense, but still.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
The Minnesota's traded away some draft picks for.
And they basically got a
before,
free,
so.
another first-round pick out of it, which was awesome. The safety from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Can you trust Notre Dame players in the NFL? They haven't had a good one since 1995.
Tim Brown.
Yeah, since Tim Brown. Since Desmond Howard. No, Desmond Howard was Michigan.
Yeah. I think
Who's the last good player to come into the league from Notre Dame? I can't even. No one comes to mind.
Rick Meyer.
Yeah, he was awesome. He was really good at fumbling and intercepting. Rick Meyer.
That guy was terrible. Yeah.
Ryan Grant went to Notre Dame, but I've never been a Ryan Grant fan. I've always thought he was overrated.
Yeah, I don't know who I can't think of anyone that pops out into my head.
So
Notre Dame athletes.
So, not only did you cover the O-line and the secondary, but you got some corner help and some linebacker help and some.
We got a couple wide receivers
And
at
some
Arkansas.
receivers too, yeah.
So, at least we got two Notre Dame secondary players and 2 wide receivers from Arkansas. So at least the young guys will have friends at camp.
Is there any chance that the Vikings don't finish last in the division next year?
I think there's a chance that they don't finish last. Yes.
I
Could
don't
be
know.
the Bears.
It's a pretty stacked division.
Could be the Bears.
It's either the
Could be the
Vikings
Packers.
or the Bears.
Yeah.
I don't think it could be the Packers.
The Lions still need to prove themselves.
Well, I think the Lions are getting better with
Well, yeah, they're good.
every day
That's
they
what we
go
said
by.
last year. They were supposed to be good, but they weren't that good last year.
They made the playoffs. What do you want from
Nah.
them? Didn't they win a game? No. No, they didn't win a
Well,
game.
the Packers didn't win a game in the playoffs either. So.
Whatever, shut up. Yeah, I read something the other day that that the Packers are the only team to ever win 15 games in the regular season and not win a playoff game.
Yeah.
All right. Set records, no matter what.
Yes, that is a true story.
You've been watching lots of NBA playoffs. We're currently watching Knicks in Miami here.
I've been watching a little bit. I think some of the, I like the night that I think Oklahoma City and Dallas play after this. So
Look at that.
my NBA nights, Miami versus New York and Dallas versus Oklahoma City. I think. Otherwise, I'm watching Stanley Cup.
Mike Miller really has a fancy boy haircut, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's from Mitchell, South Dakota. Fun
Is
fact.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
About 40 miles north of where I will be doing my newspaper.
That's a man's hairstyle. That looks like a 1979 hairstyle.
Oh, it's South Beach, dude.
Yeah.
You know he's like dropping the South Beach suit with the, 19s, yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing the whole Miami
Looks like
Vice
he's
thing.
copying me with the facial hair, too.
He's doing Miami Vice after the game.
Anyone watching that has seen Mike Miller will know exactly what we're talking about. Do you want to talk the Twins, or is that just going to depress you?
Well, it is a little bit depressing. They were no-hit by Jared Weaver last night.
I know.
And I didn't realize this until, because I was watching the hockey game, and I didn't find out. I'm all geared up in my Twin stuff all day today.
You're all Twins, too.
And I'm watching Sports Center at the cafe while I'm eating lunch today, and they're like, "Oh, Jared Weaver threw a no-hitter," and I'm like, "Wait a second, were the Twins playing the Angels?" I'm like, "Oh, of course they were. Great. Well, at least I can't be accused of being a fair weather fan."
Miles and I were talking about this, that the offense really hasn't been that bad. It's obviously the pitching, which is short and untalented and now hurt.
Well, yeah, a few of my friends were leaving stats on my Facebook today, and they said the Twins' ERA, team ERA, I think is 5.77 for dead last in the American League. So, you're not going to win too many games.
No.
With a 5.77 ERA.
Yeah. Is there any way that you can salvage the season at this point? Because without the pitching staff, I'm really starting to think that it's over already. Because where are the pitchers going to come from?
They could trade some farm. They got a good farm.
They have to trade all their farm if they want to save Gardenhire from getting fired.
They really should have done that in the offseason.
Do you think he's going to get fired?
No, I don't think.
I think he's going to get fired if they finish in last.
Manager,
if they finish in last in the AL again.
I think whoever was like, "Oh, we don't need any pitching this year. We're going to be fine,"
You
should
have
get
two
fired.
MVPs in the heart of your lineup.
Yeah, I know.
You should.
And Willingham's probably even
And Willingham is
doing great.
amazing.
Yeah, and it's whoever in the front office of the Minnesota Twins that thought we didn't need any pitching
was stupid. Yeah.
And because we've been saying that for 2 years now, and they had crap last year, and they're like, "Oh, we're just going to stick with what we have." Oh no, that's not going to work.
But how can you not take it out on Gardenhire? I don't get it.
I don't think it's his fault that we have crappy pitchers. It's not Gardner's fault.
Yeah, but he's got
a good coach.
He's a good manager. All right, we're going to record the quiz again because Landon decided to use some colorful language. So I don't know how we're going to do this because you had time going off, and now you know a couple of these questions.
It'll be all right.
I'm going to give you a 20-second runoff to think about what you've done.
Because they dropped a swear?
Yeah, so I asked you the first question, who are the Vikings' 2 first-round picks? You got Khalil right. Smith, it was Harrison Smith.
All right.
You didn't get that one. Who has the worst record in the MLB? You got that one.
Yes.
And then we went to, which Godfather movie was the best? And you said...
I said number 2.
And that was wrong. Now we're going.
Baloney.
Junior Seau went to what college?
USC.
Correct. How many no-hitters has the Wahpeton baseball team thrown thus far? 0, 1, 2, or 3?
1.
Wrong. Who is leading the NBA in playoff scoring at 34.5?
Durant.
Wrong. Who is the coolest? Who is the coolest?
Eric Rover.
That is correct. Look at that. You got tons of time left.
Who is leading? Is it Kobe?
Yeah, it's Kobe. And Wahpeton has thrown 3 no-hitters.
3 no-hitters. Pretty impressive.
And Godfather 1 was better.
Godfather 2 is the best.
I don't know. Agree to disagree.
Ask anybody.
So how many did you get? You got 1, 2, 3. No, wait. Yeah, 3. So you guys tied. Miles got 3. Wah, 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 wah. Hang on. I'm going to go to one of my favorite...
tiebreaker.
I'm going to
He's
go...
not here, so I automatically win.
I'm going to go to one of my favorite websites to emphasize the tie. It's sadtrombone.com.
We're going to add in the special effects as we're going.
Yeah. Hang on. My internet's all slow.
I'm sure it'll have the same effect.
Load. Here we go. Ready? Well, that was kind of anticlimactic.
Totally
yeah.
Totally worth it.
Well, all right, man.
Should we just do like a slow walk off away from the recorder's panning away from us as we're
I don't know.
riding off into the sunset?
Well, I'm not riding. I'm not going anywhere. You are. And
That's true.
do you have anything that you want to say to the Grovcast listeners?
Thanks for all your support, and it's been fun. The Grovcast has been awesome. I don't know who's listening to this. Apparently 100 people are on average. So all 100 of you, thanks for your support. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's
Keep listening to the Grovcast. We'll come and do some guest spots every now and then.
Yeah, don't worry. These guys will come back. But, yeah, Landon, it's been great to have you.
Word.
And we're going to miss you a lot on the Grovcast.
For sure.
Is that it?
That's it.
Anything else?
See you later, Wahpeton, Breckenridge.
All right, guys. Just wanted to say a quick thing before we fade out the Grovecast this week. I wanted to give a special thanks to my buddies Miles and Landon. I hope you guys are listening. Guys, it's been great getting to hang out with you and talk sports and all the rest. These past, was it been 8-9 months? You guys are good friends. And it really sucks to see you guys moving on, but I wish you nothing the best. Thanks for all your contributions to the podcast, and yeah, thanks for being good friends. So with that, I'm going to play it out with some cheesy 80s music, because why wouldn't I? That sounds like a good idea. Alright, boys and girls, that's going to do it for this week's Grovecast. I want to say thank you and goodbye to Miles Trump and Landon Kafka. But don't worry, the Grovecast rolls on. We'll see you next week, right here on the Grovecast.